Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Jamerson and welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about the final chapter of My Hero Academia. I know it's a bit kind of random on like channel because I just mainly be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, but I have been, reading My Hero for like quite a while since the very beginning, because I remember when it first showed up, it was right after Naruto, and I know everybody, including myself, was looking for that hole to fill after Naruto ended, because Naruto was, a very influential series, and everybody, like, if you meet somebody, Naruto is probably one of their favorites, like, manga series. But everybody's looking for that next big hit, and then My Hero showed up, and it was the perfect time because Marvel was a thing, so My Hero's a superhero theme. And it was like, it had that theme of like anybody could be like a hero, and Naruto had like a similar type of thing, but not really exactly the same, but it still was similar in that way. And like I said, everybody including myself, we had our hopes and dreams or whatever placed onto it, so we wanted to see like how it went. And it recently ended after like 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, and which is an incredible feat to do for like anyone. 10 years, not a lot of people can say they can do that, so I just want to first say thank you to Horikoshi, the creator and artist of My Hero, for their hard work and dedication to the series, because it's super great. You touched the hearts of like many people, regardless of like how they feel about it. You've successful, and I look forward to like more works from you, things like that. So to give a little background before I talk about like chapter 430, I want to talk about my experience with My Hero. So like I said, I had a lot of hopes and expectations for like the series, and it was going really strong for me. Like there's in the early arcs, it was really good. And for me personally, I feel like I stopped really reading it after the provisional hero license exam arc, when they had to like work with like hero agencies, and when Midoriya was fighting what's his face, Overhaul and stuff like that, met Eri. And so and it's there's several reasons why that happened. And mostly it's because of like life happens, and so sometimes you just lose interest in things, and like you just, it's hard for you, and when you come back you just kind of like lose interest, or not lose interest, but like it's just hard for you to get back into it. And right around the time that I got back into it was at the UA School Festival, when Midoriya was fighting Gentle and Love. I hope I pronounced that right. And yeah, it's just during those times I wasn't feeling that arc, because I felt like it was kind of like filler in a way. I was like, I don't understand like what the purpose of this whole arc is supposed to be. But when I like read these types of like this manga series, I don't really like to express like hate or anything like that until like the end of the series, so I can see like how it all comes together. And so with the UA School Festival with Gentle and La Brava, later on they start to become an important figures of like the series, and they're also like, actually they fit within the narrative, the theme of like My Hero, which I'll explain later. But yeah, there will always be moments afterwards where I start to it starts to like pick up for me and gain my interest. For instance, the villains, like my villains Academia or whatever, when the villains started to show up, so it's really interesting to see like their side of everything. The thing about like Endeavor, like his fights, it kind of got me when like Midoriya became like that kind of an anti-hero, but I feel like that arc was like short-lived. I did not like the Stardust Strike. I feel like it was like pretty short. And then the Final War arc was like pretty good too. But like obviously you can see that I kind of like there's arcs, there was highs and then there was lows for me personally. But it's not to say that it's not good. We're all different people, so you like what you like and you hate what you hate. But yeah, I mean, like overall, I made it to the end, like most people. I was thoroughly enjoying it. Like I didn't like hate reading what I was reading, and I was definitely, looking to see, the connection between One for All and All for One. With like how Midori is going to defeat Shigaraki and All for One. At this point, I learned that there's other like previous users that Midori can like interact with, so I want to see like how that will work. There's a lot of things that happens. A lot of like plot points. People, including myself, are like looking forward to seeing like a conclusion of. And so now we get to the end, and the war's finished, and we're at chapter 430, which is set 8 years into the future, and it is confirmed that Midori lost One for All, which is very, very unfortunate, and totally get it. And like all of his friends from the class 1A have been doing their own thing, becoming professional heroes. Bakugo's like a super good hero. I mean, he's kind of like extra, but he's kind of like a nice person. Ochacho, I think I'm mispronouncing her name. Tsuyu and Ida, they're all like in their groups, and like it's nice to see like everybody become like these great heroes. But it's a bit sad to see that Midoriya has been after he lost One for All, he's become like a teacher. But in a way, I feel like I really enjoyed like him being a teacher, because I feel like it really like goes into the narrative of the whole My Hero Academia, which is, or not the narrative, but like the theme, which is that anybody can be a hero. And so there's multiple instances or like examples of this. One being Midoriya in the beginning of the series, where he doesn't have any quirk, and he lives in a world where quirks are like super important, and he wants to be a hero, but he doesn't have a quirk. And then he meets All Might, who says he can be a hero, and then he becomes a hero, and it starts the whole series. Second example is Gentle in La Brava. You remember I didn't really like that arc, but it turns out they are perfect examples of things where anybody can be a hero. They're technically like anti-heroes that's trying to like mess up, well, not anti-heroes, but like villains at that part where they're trying to mess up the festival or something like that. But then they eventually, like in the final war, they become integral to like fighting against All for One. And after the time skip, the 8-year time skip, they basically become like popular and like well liked, too. And then the last example is like in the couple of chapters ago, where like there's this one kid that's basically the next supervillain, and was ready to pretty much ready, like if it one second later he would have been like a supervillain. But luckily enough, there's this older lady, which I believe is his grandmother, the kid's grandmother, comforted him and basically strayed him away from that path. And that's why I feel like that Midoriya being a teacher in the end of it all is like great, because in my opinion, I feel like teachers aren't really appreciated like that. They are heroes in my eyes because they are teaching the next generation. They are influence like our kids, to make sure they become like decent and smart human beings in the end. And I feel like Midoriya being a teacher, because I would actually think he's a great teacher because he's very analytical. He can like think about how kids will like use their quirks different ways, because this was shown in the final chapter with that one kid who thought his quirk was useless. And he's also been there where like he felt like he couldn't be a hero, and it would be great for like those kids that feels the same as him. Like he's been there, he knows what to do. My least favorite part about this chapter is near the end, when like all his friends got him the Iron Man suit, and it got him to like use that. And I mean, I'm happy that he got the Iron Man suit, but I'd rather that he just stayed a teacher, or I'd rather that he already had the Iron Man suit, but he chose to be a teacher instead, because it's the better option for him, because they want to make sure that the kids get the proper values and education that he feels like they need. And I also kind of want to address like the whole everybody's like their feelings about. I think it's kind of like a meme at this point, and people are just like joking about it just to joke about it. But yeah, I just wanted to address like the whole thing about all his friends that he had in high school kind of just leave him alone. And while it does appear that at first, but I honestly think that really isn't the case, because for one, they're heroes, so they're pretty busy, and it's it's very hard for them to schedule themselves. Like obviously some people could like visit them here or there, but being a superhero, I'm assuming, is like really busy. And it's also stated in the chapter that they try to like schedule, but their schedule a meetup, but it's very hard because of their superhero duties. And another thing is like, who hasn't, like, in my personal experience, I've had friends in high school that I haven't really spoken to in like years since high school, so it's not really that normal to like happen. But I mean, it's not that really big of a thing, and if you've never like experienced that, that's great. But it's not normal for like not to be able to like talk to like high school friends. Because personally, I haven't really talked to, and any of my high school friends are like watching this. Hey, but that's all. That's my thoughts and opinions. I thought that the chapter was really great. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the series. I get the message that Horikoshi was trying to convey to us readers. Anybody can be heroes. Even if you don't have like superpowers, if you're a regular person, you're a criminal, or like whatever position you're on, you can be a hero. And I think they've done a great job at conveying that story. And so another great series that's ended, and now hopefully we get another great series coming up. Thank you guys for listening to me talk about My Hero Academia. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more stuff like this or my other content, feel free to subscribe, like the video if you like what I was dishing down to you. Let me know what you thought about chapter 430 of My Hero Academia. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a great day. Bye.